The Minister by Fenton Johnson, 1888 to 1958. I mastered pastoral theology, the Greek of the apostles, and all the difficult subjects in a minister's curriculum. I was as learned as any in this country when the bishop ordained me, and I went to preside over Mount Moriah, largest flock in the conference. I preached the word as I felt it. I visited the sick and dying and comforted the afflicted in spirit. I loved my work because I loved my God. But I lost my charge to Sam Jenkins, who had not been to school 4 years in his life. I lost my charge because I could not make my congregation shout, and my dollar money was small, very small. Sam Jenkins can tear a Bible to tatters, and his congregation destroys the pews with their shouting and stamping. Sam Jenkins leads in the gift of raising dollar money. Such is religion. Okay, this is a poem by Fenton Johnson. Fenton Johnson came from a well-off family in Chicago. They owned their own house on State Street in Chicago. He went to Northwestern University and got a degree from the University of Chicago, and I think also from Columbia. He wrote poetry mostly, but he also wrote some essays. He was considered as one of the first African American revolutionary poets and a forerunner to the Harlem Renaissance. I've heard him called the Chicago Renaissance. And James Weldon Johnson was very complimentary about the work of Fenton Johnson. So, the minister. What's this all about? Well, this is about a priest, somebody who becomes a priest, and they have studied and they have got all of the qualifications, and then someone else, another preacher, Sam Jenkins, comes along, and this is the difference between someone who is knowledgeable, and this minister is very knowledgeable, and someone who is famous, somebody who can rouse the masses, somebody who can get donations, can get money. And this is this dichotomy between somebody who is very knowledgeable at their job and somebody who has the ability to rouse the masses, to be very popular. And the minister loses his job because he doesn't bring in much money. And yes, he's very knowledgeable and knows all about theology and what he's doing, but he doesn't make much money, and the amount of money that's made is clearly more important to the bishops. This is like this YouTube idea that if a video has millions of views, it's got to be a good video, and if a video has 20 views, then it's a bad video. And quality is nothing to do with popularity. If you look at the videos that are popular, normally the quality is very suspect. And this is the what it's about. This is the difference between somebody who is knowledgeable and a real expert, and somebody who can raise the masses, who can get people to react. And he feels that this minister feels that he has failed at his job. He loved his work, he loved God, but this is not the way that's expected by the church. And I think maybe he's saying that, well, the way the church is doing this is wrong, that they are looking for popularity, for market share, and that's the most important thing for them. I mastered pastoral theology, the Greek of the apostles, and all the difficult subjects in a minister's curriculum. So he studied and he studied and he studied theology and he studied Greek and he studied all the difficult things. I was as learned as any in this country when the bishop ordained me. So he was then ordained to be a priest by the bishop, and he was one of the people, was an expert. He was one of the most intellectual people on this subject. And I went to preside over Mount Moriah, the largest flock in the conference. So he was sent to be the priest in Mount Moriah, and this was a place with lots and lots and lots of people. I preached the word as I felt it. I visited the sick and dying and comforted the afflicted in spirit. So he did his duties. He visited the sick, he preached to the people, he comforted people in difficulty. I loved my work because I loved my God, and by doing my work I was loving God. But I lost my charge to Sam Jenkins, who had not been to school 4 years in his life. And he lost his job. He was taken out of that, and Sam Jenkins was given his job. And Sam Jenkins was somebody who could motivate the people, who could motivate the masses. I lost my charge because I could not make my congregation shout, and my dollar money was small, very small. So he couldn't motivate the people. He couldn't bring them into a religious fervour. Praise the Lord! And the amount of money that he raised wasn't very much. He didn't raise a huge amount of money. Sam Jenkins, on the other hand, can tear a Bible to tatters, and his congregation destroys the pews with their shouting and stamping. But Sam Jenkins, he's really popular. Sam Jenkins, he hasn't studied, he hasn't been to school, he's not educated in religion, but he motivates this religious fervour that the people destroy the pews, destroy the benches, because they're stamping and shouting. Sam Jenkins leads in the gift of raising dollar money. So Sam Jenkins is really good because the people give lots of money. Such is religion. So he's saying that, well, religion perhaps is like this, that the organised religion is more focused on how much money is brought in, on the donations, and how enthusiastic the followers are. And it's not based on theology or any of the logic, it's based on popularity and money. So it's really rather ironic. The Minister by Fenton Johnson.